They try and punch that first ticket or start the journey to the NCAA tournament today against number 2 Syracuse. Head to the face-off X for Syracuse. Johnny Mullen taking over the number 1 reps for the Orange. Rippeon for Jacksonville, and Mullen is off to the races to start the 2025 season.
Johnny Mullen, he ended up being
ASUN Defensive Player of the Year. He's predicted to win that award preseason again this season.
Nice to see him settled in early.
Luke Roa making his first career start for Syracuse, and he gets the Orange on the board first in 2025. And John Mullen goes 2 for 2 to start, although he loses it, and it's a ground ball in the defensive half for Syracuse. A couple bodies hit the floor, but it is the Orange. They clean up shop, they get possession, and that's the first touch of the game for Jimmy McCool making his first start.
Owen Hiltz was the number 2 recruit in his recruiting class, so he was a big deal coming in here, and he's delivered.
See what Drew Rippeon can figure out at the face-off X. This is a spot Jacksonville trying to replace Nathan Kapp, and there is a first win for Rippeon. Sets up quick offense for the Dolphins, and there is a first stuff, and a crease violation goes by Nicky Brown. Weekend lost by 2 to Denver, but he put in a clinic in Towson on quarterfinal weekend.
Every big game they had, whether it was Maryland, whether it was Denver, he was there showing up and demanding that ball towards the end of the game.
Johnny Mullen has no backup this year. He and Mason Cone split the reps last year, but this year it is all Mullen, but he can't find the back of the net, searching for the Fogo goal. Quick clear for Jacksonville. Out in transition, Dalton Hubbs races it ahead. Syracuse exploding to a 4-0 lead, and John Mullen has gotten the Orange offense plenty of opportunities. He's 3 for 4 at the X to start.
John Mullen doing a great job. We saw it last year. He plays older than he is. He's very physically gifted for a face-off athlete. Has done a phenomenal job here early for Syracuse.
He took about 35% of the face-offs last year behind Mason Cone, one of 3 members from that face-off unit who exited. You also lost your 2 starting wings on the face-offs in Jake Stevens and Sam Alexo.
Jake Stevens and Sam Alexo, phenomenal on the wings. Both have great hands, have both moved on to play in the PLL as well.
So Syracuse, a couple of new guys out there on the face-offs, expecting to see John Mullen for most of them. You don't have Nick Kikemo, the long pole on the near side, and Sammy English, the short stick, Princeton teammate with Jake Stevens, filling in his role on the far side. And Mullen can't quite win that one. Second win of the day for Rippeon. Sets up the offense in Drary. His pass is deflected away. Michael Grace, the D3 transfer in from R right now.
Oh, yeah.
Tripped up there, had a beat on it, but Rippeon finding a groove. He's got 2 straight. Back to 50-50 at the face-off dot. That's a spot where the Orange felt confident going into the day. Hilton, his final year of eligibility. Rippeon working on 2 straight at the face-off dot. And he went early. So a violation gives possession for Syracuse, under 2 decades old. Taken over, and he's taken Jacksonville toward the top of the conference. Face-off violation this time on Syracuse goes against John Mullen on a freezing cold day. Got 2 goals in that one, and he's got his first in the opener. Syracuse moves again early, had to take off Johnny Mullen. They went to Johnny Richusa. So Syracuse will have 3 out there, 2 wings, and Johnny Mullen, just 2 guys out there for Jacksonville. Mullen tried to box him out, and that gets the whistle. So Rippeon does well to win it with just 1 wing on the field, and now Jacksonville the chance to try and run clock, use up 60 of that 80 on the shot clock.
Guy on his back.
Just showing off at this point. Both teams put the number 1 face-off guys out there finally. Feels like we've had a number of violations keeping them off the field, and Mullen wins this one.
Impressive there. He wins that one back. Pole. regardless if he is playing attack or midfield.
Rippeon and Mullen again. Jacksonville actually winning at the X right now, 6-5. Now we're back to 500. Another one from Mullen.
Tyler McCarthy taking a wing there.
Short stick guys used to play offense. Hubs, another example of that. They go 5 or 6 deep at the short stick defensive midfield spot. And Hubs one of those key offensive contributors in that man up, as you mentioned. Faceoff goes all the way back toward McCool's crease. And finally Jacksonville, the one who takes it away. From Buffalo, he finished his high school career down at the Bulls School in Florida. But he's coming back to Central New York for his collegiate debut. Starts it with a goal. Mullen again wins it. He's off to the races. Spallina! Welcome back, 22.
Johnny Mullen creating offense for Syracuse, wins this one out the front. We see Spallina get on the board here, catches this one in one motion, low to high.
First goal of the season for Joey Spallina off the faceoff from Mullen. Let's get more from Sean Dorcelis on the sideline.
Yeah, Andrew, that faceoff win leading to a goal is kind of a signature of this team. Last year, 34 goals came directly off a John Mullen faceoff win for the Cuse team.
See if he can get another one here. Stringing a couple together, and that time he sets up the goal. Got the assist from Mullen. He retrieves it in his own defensive half. That's pretty nifty. Behind the back, over the shoulder. Talk about perfect pass placement. Jimmy McCool didn't have to move for that. The year, up 14-2 on Bellarmine at the break. And Syracuse up by 9 and back to the face-off dot, and John Mullen. Another clean win to start the second half. Mullen shimmies free. Can he get a shot? Yes, he can, and Delarocco is equal to it.
Nice save there by Delarocco, getting low.
You mentioned Syracuse is forcing him to go low. They're shooting
the ball on his stick with the guys that he has around them. It doesn't have to just be, you know, Joey's show, which I think he's also realizing, and he's always realized. So I think it's a good sign overall, and that's also his second goal with a lot of this game left to play.
On Tussle and Mullen again, back-to-back to start the half. And a spin free from a double team. Trail check unsuccessful. Bouncing off 1, 2, 3, and a spin move to get free.
Mullen's impressed in a lot of different ways. He's able to win the ball forward, he's able to win the ball backwards, and also...
There's another one. Syracuse has wasted no time, and Burt Whistle's on the score sheet.
Burt Whistle taking over my point on Mullen. Gets this ball out of the box, just immediately attacks the short stick matchup, initiates that contact, gets those hands free, uses that momentum to almost power his own shot. He's known to do this, sticks that top left. That's nice placement there from Burt Whistle.
It's amazing to me, you played in this offense. There's so many guys that have the talent to do that, so many weapons offensively, and Syracuse seemingly does a good job making sure everybody gets fed up there.
Yeah, I think it's also just a matter of everyone picking their spots, picking their times, you know, knowing the flow of the game, knowing the flow of the offense. All right, who's got the hot hand, who's struggling a little bit today? And I think for a guy like Burt Whistle, if we can see him continue to be more and more consistent, that's going to be huge for that second midfield line moving forward.
Orange went Richusa at the faceoff
year of college lacrosse, which is paying huge dividends for the Syracuse offense and Syracuse team as a whole. He's a captain this year.
Mullen's back out there, and Mullen wins again. Let's see if he gets a shot. No, he tries for Spallina, and he falls down as he airmails.
Exactly.
Mullen going again with Rippeon. Jacksonville to beat on this one. And another flag. Oh boy. Shoves coming from all directions right now as the Dolphins escape that mess with possession and a penalty to come. Syracuse trying to get the whistle to put the penalty into effect.
They'll force that end of that offensive possession a little bit into the middle. Syracuse continuing to do a good job there, just crash in, cause some havoc.
Orange go early. Mullen will have to sit out the next one.
It's being like, it's about the team, it's about the team. But you can't ignore the fact that, you know, he's from West Jenny, went to Syracuse, first time back in the Dome. Done a great job at Jacksonville.
Richusa again in there for Syracuse in place of Mullen. Loose ball scrum ending under some of the best players in recent memory for Syracuse.
Yeah, gets to learn from a lot of really talented guys. A lot of great teammates too.
Mullen's back out there. Mullen wins it cleanly. Sets up far side. Spallina just missed it. Turned into a long afternoon for the senior.
Yeah, I hope he gets healthy. He'll have, you know, he's got the whole season to kind of rebound from this game, and wide open on that lefty wing.
Mullen and Rippeon, two starting Fogos, go at it again today. And Syracuse wins it. Caden Cole defensively for the Orange. Nearly threw it away. His goalie helps him out. Cole, a guy that started 15 games each of the last 2 years. Bring in Michael Gray. Syracuse exploding on both sides. Orange offense got off to a 10-0 start. Defense is 40 seconds away from pitching another quarter of a shutout. Held Jacksonville off the board in the first in the state of New York, making his first collegiate action at all. Another freshman out there, Drew Angelo, takes the face-off for Syracuse, and he puts a stick through the back of Jacksonville's Drew Rippeon. Angelo, one of a couple Jacksonville guys out of Boys Latin in Towson, Maryland. And a chance for Richusa. He comes away from the scrum with it.
On that face, got to be a strong athlete. Nice to see him.
Coach Gate was hoping that maybe the first couple of shots would go in today for McCarthy because he wants to build his confidence, thinks that he can contribute a lot to this Syracuse team. He's only taken Dome last year.
Yeah, Maryland's been a team Syracuse has not had a ton of success with, you know, even in the last 10 years or so. Led by John Tillman, incredibly well coached. That matchup last year was great. Looking forward to this season's early matchup.
I think a lot of people will tell you as a coach, if you can get the job done on quarterfinal weekend, that's a sign of a really good lacrosse coach. And another new face-off man in for Syracuse. Paul Lamonaca takes it for the Orange. Lamonaca battling against Colin BaeZ, and Syracuse comes away with it. First face-off win of the season for Lamonaca. Providence, Rhode Island. Syracuse goes Jack Fine at the face-off X. They've gotten everybody a look at this point today. Jacksonville goes Lucas Osbourne against Fine. And Fine went early.
Violation rule against the Orange on the face-off.
Be down the road, but both those guys highly ranked, expected to be a close battle, and after Will Mark leaves, both of them see playing time in the opener.
Yeah, really nice to see McCool get out here, get his touches. We saw him last year against Duke in the ACC semifinal. But, you know, like I said, he's been waiting his time, as a lot of goalies here have to.
And Syracuse wastes no time to kick off the